We seem to be living in a world that changes quickly. Every time I write a talk, the Spirit comes in and whisks it away and says, nope, not yet. Not exactly. Close, but no cigar, as they say. So we shifted and moved a little bit. I do want to use, there is I had it on a slide, I totally took it out, now I'm going to use it. A CSL minister by the name of Reverend Josh Reece wrote a religious science magazine article a few months ago on Begendings. I don't know if any of you remember seeing that, Begendings. Beginnings and endings, all in one word. There is no beginning, there is no end. I think there's a song about that. Begendings. Where we're never completely, everything just melts, everything just moves and flows into each other. In your life, it might look like you're coming at the end of something and waiting for the next beginning. But the beginning has already begun. And if you're looking at a beginning of something and thinking, well, there's going to be an end to that, I've got a finite time to be able to do that, you're already future tripping and you're not staying in the present moment. I enjoyed his take on that, begendings. Another word for just being present, being in the moment, being in the now. A couple minutes ago, my phone vibrated on my wrist, and I just looked down at it, and there wasn't a message immediately on there, but I've got the globe, the earth on my watch, and up in the upper left-hand corner it always says now, and in the upper right-hand corner it gives the time, and it was 11:01. I don't know how many of you see synchronicities in times, the 11:11s, the 12:12s. I know many of us do. To me, whenever that happens, it was actually a text message coming in. That's not important right here, right now, but the vibration got my attention to remind me that the moment is right now, and because I live in a world that works in messages through numbers, reminding me that I am not alone. We are not alone. Not ever, can't. Simply can't be. Can't be alone. So where I believe Spirit is leading us this morning is to take us into a moment of realization and willingness into suspended animation, I guess would be the word for it, of suspending your belief system, whatever it may be, both spiritually, perhaps with religion. If you're one who practices religion, Unity is not. We are a movement of spiritual teaching. We don't consider ourselves a religion. To suspend your beliefs, your stance about politics, whatever it may be, to suspend it right now for the next few minutes of having your heart open to the possibility of how amazing you are. to that, I say possibility, but it's a reality. It is our egoic beliefs that keep us small. It is our stronghold on our belief systems that keeps us small and keeps the world in a contention, in a distress. So I ask that this morning for just a little bit, you play in that realm of possibility that all people are precious. Every single sentient being on planet Earth is precious and divine. To set aside any other belief system that you may have, race, color, creed, gender, whatever it may be. So just breathe into that for a moment, and then I'm probably going to take you backwards for a second. But I have a point. Just breathe into that allness and into that knowing and that absolute reality that all human beings are perfect and whole and divine. Can you feel that? And if you can't, that's okay. But allow yourself time throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout your life to consider that and to be able to expand and reach upon that a little bit more. This is Pride Month, June, and I love this by Jodie Foster. Being gay is like being left-handed. Some people are, most people aren't, and nobody really knows exactly why. It's not right or wrong, it's just one of the many natural ways to be. The world works best when everyone gets to live as they truly are. So if you ever feel out of place, remember you're not broken, you're just beautifully different, and that's something the world needs. It's just a way of being. And there's so much pushback against that. Pride Month really got underway in 1970, June 28th, as the year anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York City when the police raided a gay bar in New York City and arrested and harmed so many gay men who were there that night. The result of that was people coming together and saying, enough is enough. We're not hurting anybody, just leave us alone, let us be. And so we have moved on beyond that, and we haven't moved beyond it, that's the wrong word. Time has moved on, but there is still so much prejudice and harm being done just to that sector of humanity, right? And then we have everything else. Now, part of my thinking in wanting us to take a step into being able to suspend our personal belief systems and expand and open into the greater divinity, for lack of a better word, of the allness of the universe. If there is truly only one presence and one power, God the good, then that means it's all good. And again, it's the human behavior that gets in the way, right? It's our egoic choices that get in the way that causes the damage to humanity and to our planet. And we have an opportunity to open up, to let go. And I mean that. I mean that for me as well as for each and every one of us and beyond this room. We have our moments where we go into our feelings and our emotions and we listen for what is ours to do in the world, and we move forward in that. And as students of spirituality, we have a responsibility to step up higher. Acknowledge our feelings, acknowledge our fear, and then join in this blossoming of light that is wanting to transform and open and evolve into a new paradigm of greater understanding of love. When you come at things from a divine place, from a universal consciousness place, and for many people, I can't speak for everyone in this room, but when you are in your deep, sweet meditations, you can feel that presence of light and love that is wanting to be born, that step up the ladder in consciousness and in goodness and love. And I know that so many of you feel that and know that. And we hold on to that while we still do our work on the planet to make a change and be the change of greater love in the world. Guillaume Apollinaire, come to the edge, he said. We can't, we're afraid, they responded. Come to the edge, he said. We can't, we will fall. Come to the edge, he said, and so they came and he pushed them and they flew. We are being asked to fly. Whatever wisdom in the universe, I could come up with all kinds of words, God, creation, source, just evolutionary vibratory consciousness that never wants to remain static and doesn't want to go backwards, but wants to move forward and spiral higher into that full possibility of living life. Stepping up to the edge of your belief system and saying, I am willing to know more about how I can be love in this world. I saw a posting this week, I don't even know where it was, but a woman had, her car had broken down in an intersection. And she posted how cars just kept going by. People weren't stopping. The people who stopped, finally, people were filming her. They were on their phones recording it as they were stopped at the light and moving on, but they weren't stopping and getting out of the car and helping her move her car. The only people that finally stopped to help her were two Hispanic men, of course. And she commented on the fact, I hope while you were recording the whole picture. And then many other people chimed in with comments about how they had been in similar positions. Now, on a lighter side, I had an experience a couple weeks ago. I'll try and tell the short story version of this. I was walking my dog. We walk over here on Bear Creek across in Ragsdale, and we were coming back to the car. It was hot, so we had come out of the shade. I had to get my dog back into the car. Plus, I had 2 appointments to get to. So I had a very tight schedule. But I had to get her out for a quick walk. As I was coming back to the car, I kept hearing this cheep, 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 cheep. And I looked around, there was this itty bitty little tiny gosling walking on Bear Creek. That little thing was so itty bitty small. Bella was very interested in this little thing. And it's like, oh my goodness, this baby duck is walking in Bear Creek Road, trying to get up on the sidewalk. I put Bella in the car. I forgot to close the door. So after a few minutes, she's all of a sudden back out with me. I was waving down cars trying to help me. I couldn't get anybody to stop and help me. One woman did stop. I said, can you help me? I've got to get to my appointment. This baby, I don't want this baby to get hurt. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I would, but I am really late for where I need to go. So she left. And then I waved down I called Janie. Do you remember that, Janie? Oh my gosh, because we had to call our prayer. We had to get the prayer working on saving this duck. And so Janie was on the job, and this other car stopped, and it was a mother and a teenage daughter, and oh my goodness, this mother did not want to help at all. She was not nice. She was crabby and just not pleasant. The whole time she was being very unpleasant, her teenage daughter was immediately out of the car and helping me, because by then the little duck was under my car. Anyway, so I had just this experience of needing to call on people to help me. And it was the teenage daughter who just so graciously and lovingly helped me to be able to move my car so I could continue on. And there's other pieces of the story. What I feel, so if this person ever hears this, if you ever happen onto YouTube and see this, I want to apologize, because after she helped me, let me know that I wasn't going to run over the baby duck, I left. And left her stranded in the street with a complaining mother and a baby duck. And I went, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. But what I also saw were other cars that were stopping to help. Oh, that's a silly story. I've been wanting to share it, so maybe it works here. But I think you get the point. I did go back later, and there was no squished baby duck on the road. So I felt like, okay, something could happen. Oh my goodness. That's just one story. We are human beings. We are all over the place with our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs and our stakes in the ground. By golly, that's what I was raised to believe, and I am not going to change that. Well, what if we did? What if we were able to open our hearts and first of all see ourselves as amazing beings of light? If we were first able to love ourselves so completely and fully. To every time that we're called to the edge, that we had the faith to step off and fly, believing in our greatness. And then to be able to see that for each and every other human being on planet Earth. Each and every person on planet Earth. We do not advance the light by moaning and groaning. We advance the light by coming into alignment with love. That's our job, that's our work. And yes, we'll have our moments because we are humans. But if we are really committed to a spiritual path, then we will step back more quickly into remembering. God is not a being out there. We are in God, and God is in us. Even at the edge where things seem uncertain, God is present. When we're afraid to take the leap, we often forget that the divine is not only behind us, but also before us. And we are not just a body, we are divine. Fear tells us you are not enough. Spirit tells us you were made for this. We are not broken. We are co-creators. We were made for this time. We agreed to be here at this time, to be born in whatever decade we were born in, so that we would have our wisdom to add into this beautiful mix of evolution of consciousness. I used this a few weeks ago, but I close with it. When you really get quiet, you start to see it. The systems, the rules, the endless noise, it's all part of the show. It was never about escaping it. It was about seeing through it without getting lost in it. We didn't come here to run away or ascend out. We came to remember who we are right in the middle of it. To hold the frequency of love even when the world forgets. That's the real power. Not to fight the illusion, but to walk through it as one who remembers. I ask you to please, please, please remember how amazing you are, and that you are the light of the world. And so it is.